Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. Today I'm doing a review of Barbarians. Barbarians is a game from Greenbrier Games. Let's go take a look at the overview and then see what I think. BarBearian Battlegrounds is a game of dice rolling and simultaneous action selection. You will play until one player claims 7, not 6, of the victory point tokens. In the game you will roll dice and assign them to various parts of the board. These boards can be attacking other players, forming your own defence. If you have two numbers of the same you can stack them, or gathering resources at the bottom of the player board. So in the first space you roll a 1 to 3, you can get some honey, a 1 to 5 will get you some faith, and a 4, 5 or 6 will get you some rock or ore. Battles are simple. When two people attack each other you roll the dice down by the difference, and if there's any defenders you take that away. If you're successful in battle you steal a victory point or 2 resources of the defender's choice. Victory points can be locked, and this is done by placing a 6 on the faith site at the bottom. You can take a lock a victory point or take 2 faith on this space. Each of the resource digging spaces can be upgraded by specialists, and these stack, so you'll get 1 more resource or defense for each specialist on these places. I absolutely loved Barbarians. It's a dice rolling game with enough to it, enough thought to it, light enough to introduce to anyone, but there's some real decisions there about where you put your dice and what you upgrade. And that sort of thing. If I had one complaint, it would just be I'd like to see a little bit more variation in some of the cards, some of the upgrades you can do, but not too much, because I think that would perhaps take away from the simplicity in terms of access. Their game gives you freedom and choice about who you attack and whether you apply those dice in defence, whether you save up for resources to buy stuff, including victory points, and I like the way you can lock your victory points so no one can steal them. Some of the things are quite expensive, but once you start putting upgrades on you're going to be reaping in the resources really quickly, so it kind of works out. It's one of those games that starts a bit slower at the start, but not in the terms of the overall length. So like a game like Terraforming Mars, you suddenly get to a point where it just speeds up because you've got enough resources and enough cards that you can fire things off, whereas in Barbarians you're talking 2-3 turns to get enough resources up to buy a few upgrades, and then it starts to speed up. It scales really well from 2 to 4 players because of the way the player mats work, and everything you need to know is written on the back of the player shields. I was reviewing a prototype copy and I was happy with most of the components at that level anyway. I think the tokens will be improved, that sort of thing. I'd like to see the rules improved a little bit with it had to work out when you could buy different things. I didn't think that was particularly clear in the rule book, but it is on the screens. So yeah, it's a fun, light dice rolling game where you are rolling your dice in front of the other people, so they see what you've got, so they can make decisions about, you know, if you roll a 6 they might think, oh, he's definitely going to attack me, so I'll put some defense in. So yeah, I really like it. So let's go through the categories. Intimidation factor, very low. Made a little bit higher by the sudden appearance of icons on the screen that aren't explained in the rules, but I'm sure that's going to be tweaked for mass release. Rulebook is okay, could be a bit better, but again I'm hesitant because this is a prototype of a full game. I'm sure those will be ironed out by the full game. Fun, this scores very well in fun, and would I add it to my collection? Well, actually I would add it to my collection. I think it's one that my son would love. I didn't get a chance to play it with him. It's one that I can introduce people to, that has a little bit more bite than usual, kind of filler games, so it's starting introducing into other elements of other games. So for me, Barbarians is a winner. Thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. We'll see you next time.